Welcome to Guitar Reference Guide. In today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to play the E minor chord using the cage system all the way up the neck. We're going to learn all the different chord voicings associated with the cage system. We're also going to learn how to pair each one of those voicings with the corresponding chord tones. Pentatonic scales, and diatonic scales. And then we're going to connect them. So that's a great thing to be able to do. That's like a great goal. If you can do that all the way up the neck in all your different positions, it's going to really help you with everything, whether you're writing riffs, writing songs. It's going to help you with your guitar solos. It's going to help you with transcribing. It's just going to really unlock the fretboard. So anywhere you see a chord, you know those corresponding chord tones, pentatonic scales and diatonic scales, you'll know where everything is coming from. So if you like what you see in this video, please subscribe, hit the like button. I've created a PDF to go with this video. If you click the link below, it'll take you to my website there. You can get the PDF. This is a very dense lesson, so it'll really help when you follow the video if you have the PDF. Thanks so much for checking me out at guitarreferenceguide.com, and let's do this. Okay, we're going to start with the E minor chord. First position. The notes that make the E minor chord are going to be your 1, which is your E, your G, which is your minor third, and your B, which is your 5th. Then we're back to our E. Those are the only notes that make an E minor chord. Now, if you play that chord from a G note, say from here, that would be known as a first inversion E minor chord. If you played that chord from the B note, which is your 5th, that would be known as a second inversion E minor chord. So those are the notes that make the E minor chord. So anywhere you see those notes, that is an E minor chord. Those 3 notes will work great. No matter where you see them, you can play it like that, play it like that, play it like that. It'll all work. So those are the notes in the E minor shape. Now, since we're in this position, one of the most common scales that guitar players use is the E minor pentatonic scale, penta meaning 5. And this scale is built off of the 1, the minor third, which is your flat 3, your 4, which is your A, your 5, which is your B, your D, which is going to be your flat 7, and then back to our 1. So the construction of the pentatonic scale would be 1, flat 3, 4, 5, and flat 7. Back to 1. That just repeats. Always good to tie it back to the chord. Now we're going to look at the diatonic scale. The diatonic scale is built off of your E note. Your F sharp is going to be your major second. G, as we talked about, is your flat 3. A is your 4. B is your 5. C is your flat 6. D is your flat 7. And then we're back to our 1. Second octave. Then a great thing to do is to work on playing the chord and connecting all of those things. Pentatonic scale, diatonic scale, coming back to the chord. Now we're using the cage system, so we're starting with E. So then the next letter in the cage system would be D. So for the D minor chord, we're going to move up to here. So if you know your D minor chord, you just move that up 2 frets. This is going to give us our E minor chord in the shape of a D minor. Now I'm playing it from the B, so this would be my second inversion. This would be my root if I played it from the E. Second inversion again if I played it from the B. And those are the most common ways. You could play it also from here. That'll be first inversion, playing it from G. And those are my main voicings for this shape. The chord tones, it's going to be the same thing. So I start here. We're basically going to play E. There's my 1, flat 3. There's my 5, and there's my 1. And then if I go above, there's my flat 3, and there's my 5. And then if I go below, 5, minor 3, and 1. So those would be my chord tones / arpeggio. Pentatonic scale, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and back to my 1. Go above. And go below. And then come back to the root. Diatonic scale. My 1, 2, minor 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and back to my 1. Then you can blend them. Pentatonic, diatonic, chord tones. And that would be the D shape. So now we're going to go to C, because after D, the whole thing would just repeat, and then now we would be at the C minor chord voicing. So that's going to look something like this. Here's my 1, here's my flat 3, here's my 5, here's my 1. And this is a very difficult shape to play the whole thing, so I recommend you playing it in sections. So in other words, playing the first part of it, which looks like this. Here I'm playing my 1, my flat 3, and my 5. There's my E, my G, and my B. And you could put your pinky or your ring finger here, and you can get that one in there. That would be the root. Or you could also play that like this. You could put your pinky here. Now you're playing from the third, so this is first inversion. You could also just play those 3. That's a really common voicing that works great. And then you could also just play this. And that would be playing from the B. That's also first inversion. So those would be your chord voicings and your chord tones. There's my 5, there's my 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, and then there's my 1, flat 3, and then there's my 5. Could also play that like this. That's normally how I play it. And those are my chord tones. Pentatonic scale for the C minor shape. Then I'm going to go above and below again. Below, and come back to the root, play the chord, the diatonic scales. 6, flat 7, and 1. Now I'm going to go above and below. If I keep going, if I started from the A, that would be my Dorian mode. That would be for another video. And this will cover all the notes in this shape. Then you can blend them. And so then that would be the C. Then the next one would be the A minor shape. So this would be your E minor chord in the shape of an A minor. There's your A minor shape. 7th fret. Play it like this. There's my root position. That would be my second inversion. Root position, second inversion again. Chord tones, 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, and 1. Pentatonic scales, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. Second octave. If I kept going below, and then coming back to my root. So that would be my D, my B, and back to my E. Pentatonic scale in the A minor shape. Diatonic scale. So here's my E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Second octave. In this shape, that's what I would have. Oh, sorry. Let's screw that up. If I went to here, there's my tonic. Come back to the chord, and then I blend them. Diatonic scale, pentatonic scale. Chord tones are arpeggio. After A, we have our G. And that looks like this. Here's my 1, there's my flat 3, there's my 5, and there's my 1. There's my flat 3, there's my 5, and there's my 1. That'll be my next voicing. So I could play it from here. That'll be a first inversion if I just played those 3. I played it here from the 5th. That'll be my second inversion. If I played it from here, that'll be first inversion. And then if I played it from here, this root. Chord tones are going to follow the same pattern almost identically. 1, flat 3, 5. 1, flat 3, 5, 1. There's my chord tones. Pentatonic scales. There's my 1, there's my flat 3, there's my 4, there's my 5, and there's my flat 7. There's my 1. Second octave. Flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. My diatonic scales. Octave number 1. There's my 1, 2, minor 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and 1. Tie it all together, and then you blend them. And then now we're going to be at the last one. This is where we started. This is the octave position. So now we're back to the E minor position. So here would be my one. Here would be my first inversion, root, second inversion playing from the fifth, and then root. Chord tones: 1, flat 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. If I went to the minor third, I could go there too. Pentatonic scale: 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. If I go above, there's my G, tonic, and then my diatonic scales. So here's my 1, my 2, my minor 3, my 4, my 5, my flat 6, my flat 7, and my 1. And that will be my E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Then I blend everything. Here's my chord tones. Tie it to the chord. Pentatonic scales. Diatonic scales. And that will be my octave position for the E minor. Thanks so much for checking me out at guitarreferenceguide.com. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope everybody has a great day.